Sirach 16:13. The sinner shall not escape with the spoils, and the patience of the godly shall not be frustrated. Shalom, shalom, shalom. This is a brother Kahan from the GMS Prophetic Vibration Camp here in Trinidad. With another video through the power and spirit of Yahweh Ba'Shem Yahweh Shai. So first and foremost, Kal Halayam La Alahayanawa Yahweh Ba'Shem Yahweh Shai. Ba'Shem Makah HaKodash. Barakatah Yahweh, Barakatah Yahweh Shai, Barakatah Yahweh, Barakatah Yahweh Shai, Barakatah Yahweh, Barakatah Yahweh Shai. Alright, double honors unto the apostles and elders of Great Millstone that rule well. Peace, blessings, salutations unto the brothers who preach and teach on the truth throughout the four corners of the earth, risking their lives and the freedom to do so now more than ever. Shalom unto the speckled Israelites who looks like the other nations but are Israel, through their forefatherly lineage, and shalom unto the very few but faithful echo outside. So the name of this video is Watch Closely as the World is Being Digitalized. Alright, we ought to watch, we ought to watch closely, as this world is being digitalized. Everything is being digitalized. Every aspect of our lives is going to that is going or changing into that digital stage. We're moving from a cashless society to a digitalized economy where the CDBC, alright, the CBDC Salakia, the central bank's digital currency, alright, which is your cryptocurrency, alright. Then you have your metaverse, alright. Then you have your social credit score system, and all these things is going to be linked up to the internet, Internet of information, Internet of information, Internet of things, Internet of bodies, Internet of values, alright, which all comes under the umbrella of the fourth industrial revolution, where man will be linked to machine, man will be linked to the Internet of Things, You will become one with this whole computer age, this whole digitalized age. Alright? Especially where the MOTB, well, all that comes under, the worshipping of the whole beast system, because in order for you to have that total linked to that whole criteria of the fourth industrial revolution that they're pushing, in order for that to be linked, you would have to have that mark. Yeah? You would have to have that mark. And this is what they're doing, they're pushing legislations and what have you. They're pushing legislations and what have you, in order for these things, the legislations and the executive orders and all these things. Alright? And this is where the world slowly moving into, but at the same time it's picking up pace. Yeah, it's picking up pace. We're seeing what going on with Russia and Ukraine, and then you're hearing guys like Klaus Schwab and other so-called prominent men, like your Bill Gates and what have you. Also, your Elon Musk and these guys, alright, speaking about speaking about what cyber attacks, you know, and these things. Because these people is all about what? The Great Reset, which is, you know, a new and refreshed word, you know, a more suave way of describing the new world order. Alright? Like Daniel 7:25, it reads, "And he shall speak great words against the Most High, and shall wear out the saints of the Most High, and think to change times and laws. Alright? And they shall be given into his hand until the time and times and the dividing of times." Alright? And this is what they're doing, you know. Because the time right now, everything is falling within its time and place, you know, and they're making great changes right now because it is in the power of their hands, you know. Micah 2:1, you know. Scriptures like scriptures like that, you know. You could go and read Micah 2:1, you know, and you would get even a clearer understanding of what I'm speaking about, you know. It actually becomes clear to your mind, you know, because as the Apostle Tahad is tell us through the power and spirit of Yahweh Shem Yahshai, when you're reading the scriptures, you know, you have to envision it also too, you know, and by you envisioning it and getting the proper understanding through the power and spirit of Yahweh Shem Yahshai, things becomes a bit more clearer in understanding, and you know, it helps you, you know, to give you wisdom and that knowledge, you know, because as Isaiah 36, let me see something, I think it's Isaiah 36, you know. Just bear with me. Isaiah 36, and I think it's 6. No. If it's not 36, then it's 33. I think it's 33. Yeah, with Isaiah 33 and 6, it reads what? "And wisdom and knowledge shall be the stability of thy times, and the strength of salvation, the fear of the Lord is his treasure." You know? So, hey, there's what it's speaking about, you know, you have now wisdom and knowledge and understanding. Alright? So you can be able to see. But in order for you to be able to see, you know, you have to open your eyes to it, you know. And for him to open your eyes to it, you have to be within a certain state of mind. Alright? You have to be within a certain state of mind, you know. Because if you're not in that state of mind, things wouldn't be open up to you. In order for you to get to see it for what it is, alright? That's why the scriptures say 1 Peter 5:8, right? Be sober, be vigilant. Be sober, be vigilant. Because your adversary, the devil, as a roaring lion, walketh about seeking whom he may devour. Alright, through his what? Through his beast system, because this beast system that he's pushing forth is a devouring thing, is a devouring system. Alright, is a trap. Alright, a trap to what? To ensnare you, to devour you. Alright? To have you as a what? As a perpetual slave. A slave to his system. Alright, you'll be under his total dominance, under this devil's, you know, control, total control, you know, Esau Edom, the so-called white man. Alright? There is what it is about. You know? And the crafty with it, you know, the very crafty with it. The very crafty, look what they've been doing. I don't even, but yeah. Look what they've been doing, you know, look how they bring forth this whole big sea. All these things, you know, was all these things what taking place right now in the world is a gradualism and conditioning. Alright? A gradualism and conditioning, to condition your mind. Alright, because they have something that is coming, they have a agenda that is coming. A new age, a digitalized age. I wonder if I could get the meaning of that. Just bear with me. I'll have to come here. DIGI. Digitalization. Alright, digitalization. Alright, digitalization is a process of changing from analog to digital form, also known as digital enablement. Alright, said another way, digitization takes an analog process, alright, and change it to a digital form without any kind of changes to the process itself. Alright, so when I go to the meaning of the word, I'll come back to that. Let's go to the meaning of the word analog. Analog, alright. Analog. Alright, let me see. Alright, analog, alright, relating to or using signals or information. Alright, relating to or using signals or information represented by a continually variable physical quantity such as spatial, position, voltage, etc. Alright, so in other words, you know, it's something manual, you know, it's something that is of manual, you know, compared to something that works with because to compare to something, because with digital with a digital system, it has to work with things like with memory, all right, memory space and all these things, all right, which means a digital system, it hooks you need a memory space, you need a computerized system to I'm gonna take my time to work to facilitate this digital system. All right, because you have to understand is information also you're dealing with a digitalized system. All right, just be out, not be kind of big expert, you know, with you know, but I'm doing my best, you know, especially for the younger brothers and sisters who coming into the truth, especially ones who may be leaving religions like Seventh-day Adventists, you know, because the Seventh-day Adventists, they push a wicked doctrine of Sunday law, Sunday worship, you know, being mandated as the MOTB, when that is a total lie. Alright? Because the MOTB, it deals with trade and commerce. Yeah? It deals with trade and commerce, you know, because the scripture talk about you have to have that mark, you know, in order to what? In order to buy and sell. There's no, as others always say, there's no infrastructure. Alright, there's no infrastructure to facilitate Sunday law being the MOTB. Alright? But this whole digitalized structure, this whole digitalized infrastructure, you know, that is there, you're seeing it is there, you know, you're seeing that it is right in your face, you know, that's why these governments you know, these governments along with the elites, you know, they being entangled with the business community and what have you. Alright? You must see something here, analog versus digital. What this is about? Alright. What is the difference between analog and digital? binary, which where each bit is representative of two distinct amplitudes. Alright. Alright. Well, like you see on the screen there, you get a thing, so as I said, because I know big expert to really break all that down I could do, I do it to the best of my ability through the power and spirit of Yahweh Hashem Yahshua, to the limit that he gave to me, And I see all praises to Yahweh Hashem Yahshua for that. Alright? So yeah, there's what it is about, And a lot of people they're not seeing it, and because they're blind to the fact, But what I'm saying is, this is the craftiness of Esau Edom. This is his work by deceit. All right, this is his work by deceit. Yeah, this is his work by deceit. All right. All right. This is Psalm 7 and 14. It reads, "Behold, he travaileth with iniquity, and hath conceived mischief, and brought forth falsehood." Because this whole digitalized system, where they're talking about build back better and everything is going to be digitalized and it will be better for us, more convenient for us. All right, more convenient for us. It's all iniquity and mischief, it's wickedness, because hey, these people see themselves as gods, These people see themselves as gods. These people, has that God complex about them, Alright? Alright? This is I'll go straight to the point, to prove a point. This is Isaiah 14. Isaiah 14 and 12. It reads, "How art thou fallen from heaven, O Lucifer, son of the morning," which is speaking about what? The elites, alright? The enlightened ones, the Illuminati, the elites, the Rothschild, the Rockefellers, the Spears, the Maribor, the Schroeder, the Warburgs, the Hambros, the Lazard, the Barings, the Seligman, alright, the Mallets, the Folds, the Morgans, the Oppenheimers, the DuPonts, alright? These banking families, alright? These major players, these men, these is the men that you don't see, these is the men that you don't really hear about, alright? These men is the real men that pulling the shots, that calling the shots, that, that controlling the governments around the world. Your Klaus Schwab and these men, These is the men that don't really see, they don't come out on the front page, They will push out the puppets like your Bill Gates and your Elon Musk and your Mark Zuckerberg and these guys, Yeah. So it reads, alright? "How art thou fallen from heaven, O Lucifer, son of the morning? How art thou cut down to the ground, which didst weaken the nations? For thou hast said in thine heart, I will ascend into heaven, I will exalt my throne above the stars of the Most High," which is what? That heaven goes into what? Continual rulership. They think that they will have that continual rulership, and that even not only continual but supreme, reign supreme. Alright? And that, the stars of the Most High speaking about what? The throne of Israel, because that is what they want, They already have the throne of Israel in their hands, as slaves, but again, they think that, they think that they would reign supreme over the throne of Israel forever, and that puppet, especially when 2/3 of New Israelites, go on and falling into this man's wicked and crafty system. Alright? "I will set my throne above the mount of the congregation in the sides of the north," which is what? America. "I will ascend above the heights of the clouds. I will be like the Most High." Alright? They will be like the Most High because of that God complex they have, And they, because hey, they've been getting through with everything, they have their deep thoughts. They let me see, Psalm 64 or 65. I think it's Psalm 64, Psalm 64 and 5. Let me see something. Yeah, Psalm 64, and I will start at 4. Psalm 64:4, it reads that they may shoot in secret at the perfect. Suddenly do they shoot at him and fear not, all right, which is who? The elect, all right, the children of Israel. They encourage themselves in an evil matter. They commune of laying snares privily. They say, who shall see them? All right, because why they say that who shall see them? Because they believe that they are the ultimate power. There's no God. There's no God to reprove them of their wickedness, to bring judgment upon them for their wickedness and whatnot, So they think deeply, deep. This whole digitalized situation that they're bringing upon the face of the earth is nothing of small thinking, They think deep, they go through by very means and every means to come about with their plans and execute their plans. All right? They search out iniquities, they accomplish a diligent search, both the inward thought of every one of them, and the heart is deep. All right? It's deep. That's why when I go to Proverbs, Proverbs 4 and 17. All right, Proverbs 4 and 17. All right, no 17, 14, Salakia. That's why the scripture reads what? Enter not into the path of the wicked, and go not into the way of evil men. Because this whole thing what they're bringing about is evil, it's wicked, it's diabolical, it's sinister, all right, satanic, all right. And a lot of people is going after it. All right, a lot of people is going after it. Being deceived by the technologies of this devil and whatnot, so forth. Because they're looking at it as something that is well advanced and what have you. And again, this convenient. Convenient and all these things. All right. Verse 15, avoid it, pass not by it, turn from it, and pass away. Why? For they sleep not except they have done mischief, and their sleep is taken away unless they have caused some to fall, all right? These days, these people, they don't rest. They don't rest. They have to do wickedness because it is within them, all right? They must do wickedness because that is their wicked nature, all right? All right? For they sleep except they have done mischief, and their sleep is taken away unless they cause some to fall. Fall by what? By linking themselves to this whole digitalization system, which falls under the fourth industrial revolution. There's no way you as a right being could watch all these things. And give praise unto it as something good, something righteous. All right. There's no way you in your right mind, you in your right thinking mind, could look up to this thing as something good, unless you're at a blind state. Yeah, unless you're at a blind state. Verse 17. For why? For they eat the bread of wickedness and drink the wine of violence. All right. All of you all who falls to this man's system, you're always going to see the total nightmare you're always going to be in. All right. You're always going to see. All right. Especially when this cryptocurrency by the central banks around the world, rules out. All right, because don't think you is going to, because they make that covenant with death and hell, everything is going to be all well and good. This thing, it goes beyond just currency. It's all about control. When they give you that, you'll be given like what you feel is going to spend lavishly and what have you. They are going to control how you spend. They're going to give you some universal a universal basic income. All right, a universal basic income. Um, 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 not only that, all right, not only that, you know, they will let you know how you're spending it, what to spend it on. All right, they could put things like a stipulated time for you to spend it. If you don't spend it within that stipulated time, you know, your credit will be reneeded. All right. Then you have and then it will be things like they could shut it down when they want to. All right. If you do comply to the system, and with that nowadays, where your social credit score system comes into place for this whole digitalized system. All right. All right, where everything now is your livelihood will be based on points and how well you will be able to prosper within that whole beast system. All right, you can't speak against the government, the powers that be. You cannot speak against. You cannot speak against the elites. You cannot speak against you cannot not only speak, you know, not only speak. A matter of fact, when you break certain rules, all right, your points will be deducted, so you will be locked out from food. All right, locked out from food, from water, from basics, you know, basic what do you call this thing, but utilities. All these things. Most importantly, you ain't go own shit. All right, everything will be rented. You would have to rent, you know, because the cloud shops say you will own nothing and be happy. All right. So by you having a bad social credit score system, you ain't gonna be able to rent squat. You ain't going to be able to rent jack squat. Wow, 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 wow. Yeah, that's why what? The gift, Sirach 24, Sirach 20 and 14, the gift of a fool shall do thee no good when thou hast it. You thinking that by making a covenant with death and hell and taking that MOTB and whatnot, you think, well, everything is going to be. No, the gift of a fool shall do thee no good when thou hast it. All right? Neither yet of the envious for his necessity. Because why? Yahweh Hashem Yahshua is gonna come and crash this whole wickedness down. This whole wicked show is gonna come to an end pretty soon. For he looketh to receive many things for one. Yeah? There's where it is. There's where it is. Yeah? Sirach 31. I'm going to Sirach 31. You know? What the hell do man? What the hell do man? Sirach 31. Almost finished with this video. Sirach 31 and 1. It reads, watching for riches. And this is to you elites. This is to you elites. Yeah? Watching for riches consumeth the flesh, and the care thereof driveth away sleep. Watching care will not let a man slumber, as a sore disease breaketh sleep. Alright? The rich had great labor in gathering riches together, which is what all that gold and whatnot they have in those vaults in the Bank of England and in Fort Knox and what have you, you know, all that gold that they have been storing up. Alright? The rich had great labor in gathering riches together, and when he rested, he is filled with his delicates. The poor laboureth in his poor estate, and when he leaveth off, he is still needy. All right? And this is not, well, twofold, and not only speaking about is because Israel is the poor, but you know, the lower levels of all these other nations. Alright? Because here it is now, this because with this whole system that they're bringing about, you know, the means and ways that they use, you know, that they use to bring about the situation with what we are entering into. If you notice right now, it has no such thing as the upper class, the middle class, and the lower class is just upper and lower. Alright? It's just upper and lower. So as it reads what? As it reads what? The poor laboureth in his poor estate, and when he leaveth off, he is still needy. Alright? Billions upon billions of poor people upon the face of the earth, and you know, these people having all these riches that could well more than stop world hunger 20 times over. Alright, but they don't care about that. They care about themselves. You know, their riches is their, they trust in their riches. You know, they fear not Yahweh Hashem Yahshai, and they trust in their riches and what have you. You know, this is what it is about. He that loveth gold shall not be justified, and he that followeth corruption shall have enough thereof. Right? Yahweh had been the ruin of many, and their destruction was present. And this is what coming to these men. This is what coming to these men, and I is going to prove it pretty soon in the last scripture, which will be after the scripture here. It is a stumbling block unto them that sacrifice unto it, and every fool shall be taken thereat. Alright? And every fool shall be taken thereat, which is what? Which is wasn't like you celebrities and what have you too, you know? Because hey, a lot of you all is going to promote this shit just in order for you to keep your benefits that you have benefited, alright, from being wicked, alright, for being sellouts. But hey, Yahweh Hashem Yahshua has a judgment for that, you know. Let's go to Job, last scripture. Let's go to Job. Let's go to Job 20. And I will start from 1. Alright. No, I will start from 5 actually. I'll start from 4. Job 20 and 4. Knowest thou not this of old, since man was placed upon earth? The triumphant of the wicked is short, and the joy of the hypocrite but for a what? But for a moment. Though his excellency mount up to the heavens, and his head reach unto the clouds, you know, which is his what? His new world order. Alright? Yet shall he perish forever like his own dung. Alright, Yahweh Hashem Yahshua is going to bring him down, you know. He's going to raise him up just as how, which is recorded in Romans 9. Alright, where he raised up Esau just as Pharaoh, you know, how he raised up Pharaoh, you know, to that height just to bring him down is the same thing what Yahweh Hashem Yahshua do to you, Esau, Edom, to you elites, mainly especially. Alright, yet shall he perish forever like his own dung. They which have seen him shall say, where is he? Alright, because after 1,000 years of slavery, he is going to be, alright, eradicated and exterminated, alright, off the face of the earth. Right? He shall fly away as a dream and shall not be found. Yea, he shall be chased away as a vision of the night. The eye which also saw him shall see him no more, neither shall his place be any more behold him. Alright? Which is his dwelling places, all where he dwell, you know, Europe and America, Canada, you know, Australia, yeah, New Zealand, right? Because why? You're going into slavery. That's a judgment. Hardcore slavery for what? For 1,000 years. His children shall seek to please the poor, and this way you see what's up with some of these Edomites, you know, they're trying to say, well, you know, they're looking to, they're feeling sorry for Jake, and You know, they want to make amends for what their forefathers have done. But you can't make them, you can't. You just can't. You know, Yabashim Yasha is not seeing it so where you Edomites is concerned. Alright, there's a judgment that you have to pay, you know, you don't think it together. You know, those whose judgment was not to drink of the cup, or surely are drunk it and think it's thou that altogether that thou will go is what, unpunished. Alright? Come on, man. Alright? His children shall seek to please the poor, and his hand shall restore their goods. We're going to get back all what you stole from us. Not just gold, our history, our relics, our books, everything that you have stolen from us. You know, to rob us of our history, our heritage, our everything. Alright? It's going to be restored. Alright? His bones are full of sin of his youth. Which shall ye down with him in the dust? Though wickedness be sweet in his mouth, though he hide it under his tongue, though he spare it and forsake it not, but keep it still with his mouth, yet his meat in his bowels is turned, it is as the gall of apes within him. He hath swallowed down riches, he hath swallowed down riches, and he shall vomit them up again. Yahweh shall cast them out of his belly. Yeah? All, as I just said previously, said there just now, you know, all what you had stolen from us and all these things, you know, is going to be restored back unto us. Not just gold and all these things, you know. That is just part of it, you know. That is just part of it. All what is stolen from us, the true teachings and all these things, you know. And the true teachings had been restored through the apostles and the elders, a great millstone, and the brothers that, you know, teach likewise, you know. That full 100% truth is being restored. Alright? Continuing. He shall suck the poison of asp, the viper's tongue shall slay him. Alright? Which is what? Those thermonuclear missiles. Alright? There's what coming. By the way of World War III and the what? And the chariots and what have you, from when Yahweh Shai and Mashiach makes his return. Makes his return. Alright? He shall not see the rivers, the floods, the brooks of honey and butter, which is what? All his riches and, you know, all his wealth. All the wealth that he had gathered over the centuries. Alright? Yahweh Hashem Yahshua keep repeating himself within codes. This is just to show you the confirmation and the completion of his destruction. The confirmation, the perfection, and the completion of his destruction. This so-called white man. That which he labored for shall he restore, and shall not swallow it down. According to his substance shall the restitution be, and he shall not rejoice in them. Right? Because he had oppressed the poor and had forsaken the poor, because he had violently taken away an house which he builded not, which is for the children of Israel. Alright, surely he shall not feel quietness in his belly, he shall not save that which he desired. There shall none of his meat be left, therefore shall no man look for his goods. In the fullness of his sufficiency he shall be in straits. Right? When he's getting all in his new world order, alright, he's going to be in that difficult position, because why? Yahushua is going to make his return. Alright? Every hand of the wicked shall come upon him, which is what? All these other nations. Alright? They are going to come upon him. Do it by the way of World War III and what have you. And also in the kingdom. And also in the kingdom. Alright? When he is about to fill his belly, when he have everybody all well chipped up and what have you, Yahweh shall cast the fury of his wrath upon him, and shall rain it upon him while he is eating. Alright? While he is eating, he shall flee from the iron weapon, and the bow of steel shall strike him through, which is the thermonuclear weapons. You know, while he is eating, whilst he have everybody all linked to his internet system, you know, and what have you. You know, they accomplished the Great Reset, you know, the fourth industrial revolution and these things. You know, that's when Yahweh Hashem Yahshua is going to, because you see again, you reach to the height, you reach to that total height, you know, you really come to that exaltation, you know. You'll be like the Most High, you know, you know, you will reign supreme over the Most High. You have his people in utter slavery, you know, worshiping you and what have you, so forth, you know. But Yahweh Hashem Yahshua come and tell what to spoil your party. There's where it is. By what? By a technological advancement and all these things. But it's going to come to a crashing halt through the power and spirit of Yahweh Hashem Yahshua. But hey, we seeing it through the power and spirit, you know, we seeing it that it manifesting before our eyes, you know, that whole digitalization system you bring in, you know, that whole digitalized system you bring in. Alright. Hope you was edified through the power and spirit of Yahweh Hashem Yahshua. Hope you was edified. This is a brother Kahan from the GMS Prophetic Vibration signing out and saying Kal Alayam La Alahayanawa Yahweh Ba'asham Yahushai Ba'asham Akah HaKodash Barakata Yahweh Barakata Yahushai Barakata Yahweh Barakata Yahushai Barakata Yahweh Barakata Yahushai. Double honors unto the apostles and elders of Great Millstone that rule well. Peace, blessings, salutations unto the brothers who preaching, teaching the truth through the four corners of the earth, rescuing the lives and the freedom to do so. Shalom unto the speckled blood Israelites, and shalom unto the very few but faithful Akawas. This is a brother Kahan saying shalom, signing out. Shalom.